Pythagoras' theorem tells us about the relationship between sides in a right angle triangle. Now, we've got a right angle triangle there. There's our right angle in there. And what I'm going to do first of all is just have a look at my side lengths. So that's 3 squares long, and that's 4 squares long. Now what I can do is I can draw squares off the side of that right angle triangle like this. So I've just added a square to each of those 2 short sides on the triangle. Now we can see if that's side length 3 and that's a square, the area of that's going to be 3 times 3. So the area of this square is going to be 9 centimetres squared. In a similar way, if the length of that is 4, the area of that square is going to be 16 centimetres squared. Now, in a similar way, I can draw a square off the longest side. We call the longest side the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse you can always find because it's the one that's opposite the right angle. So I'm just going to draw a square now off the longest side of that right angle triangle. Now what we find if we measure this side here is we find that it's 5 centimetres. Therefore, the area of that larger square there, the one that's kind of shaded in cream, is going to be 5 times 5, which is 25 centimetres squared. And you may want to draw this out to scale to check it for yourself. But then we've got the relationship that if we add the area of the squares on the 2 shorter sides, that's the blue squares, we get the area of the square on the hypotenuse. Or in other words, if we square the 2 short sides and add them together, we get the square of the length of the hypotenuse. And that's Pythagoras' theorem. That works for any right angle triangle that you could care to draw. You might want to try it for yourself on some squared paper.